We're here with another episode of Behind the Shades. We're here today with Christian and Luke. If y'all want to tell us a little bit about yourselves, about what you do.
Yeah, so definitely business students at the Robinson College of Business. I would say we're up there. But my name is Christian. I am a marketing major with a focus in sales. I graduated this May actually, which is pretty surreal. I've been in college for a minute, bro. It's been too long. So I'm excited to graduate, but I'll be working in sales post-grad and I'm going to kill it. So I'm excited. Oh, we're co-president of the sales club, so you got the OGs right here.
Yeah. I'm Luke Payton. Do I stare at you or the?
You can look wherever you want.
I'll give you my elevator pitch. I'm Luke Payton, 5th year business management consulting major. Mainly, day to day I do presidential administration work, team leading, managing sales club alongside Christian as co-president. But I've been in college for 5 years. Throughout my years, I did a moving company. Started with me and my friend.
Oh, I do remember seeing that. Yeah, I stalked you on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
It was out of Lawrenceville, right?
Yeah, Magic Cover Movers. And then that's where I've been at in the past. But post grad, I'll be going to do sales in the software industry.
Software industry.
Yeah.
What made you want to do that?
I think software is most lucrative and most interesting. Like, I wouldn't sell a office building to you because I have no interest in it. I don't have any vision for it.
Yeah.
But I think technology can change people's lives. I think that's big.
And it's a growing field.
Exactly.
But if it's something that you're interested in, that's the most important part. That's what got me to car sales.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up, I was one of those kids that was like obsessed with Fast and Furious. I always wanted the nice cars, I was always into cars.
Mm-hmm.
So then the second I got the opportunity to jump into it, I was like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I would say if you're let's say if you're looking at this and you're a student or you're in college and you want to do sales, where you want to be is like in the software industry, in the tech industry.
Tech is where it's at.
Honestly, anywhere you go, you can make a lot of money. You just gotta apply yourself. But if you want to make the money, then in the software industry for sure. Though.
You're definitely gonna get a lot of tech and software propaganda, but like Christian said, there are a lot of industries you can make money. But software is just one of them ones.
And it's sales. It's all about doing it, right? You could go sell software, sell cars, sell houses, and make no money, or you can make a whole bunch of money. That's completely up to you. But as long as you're doing the right things, there's a lot of money in everything.
For sure.
And then the one thing that drew me to cars is just like fast-paced. Like I thought about real estate too, just because I loved the idea of being a real estate agent, but it's too slow for me. That was my big issue with it. Like I don't want to be selling. A good agent sells maybe 2-3 houses a month, and that's making a decent living. But I'd rather talk to 4 or 5 people, get 4 or 5 sales a day, even if I'm getting less per sale. I'm busier, and it'll add up to my 1 sale every month or 2.
Okay, that's interesting. So in the industry that we're going for, or at least for my company, usual like sales cycles are months long.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to hear that you enjoy the long, like the shorter cycle, and that benefit that it gives to you.
Yeah, because my ADHD is terrible, and if I'm like too still for too long, I end up doing nothing. So even at work, like on our slow days, it's bad. So I'd rather have something where when it's busy and up and going all the time, where I have too much downtime. I was just talking about this at work with somebody. We have one of our wholesalers. He like buys used cars at auctions for us and things. He was in talking about like ideas he has to try to turn it around, and I was like, my biggest problem with this place is downtime. I was like, I make myself busy as much as I can, but I still feel like I have way too much downtime.
Bro, that's where it sucks. It sucks when you have so much. I feel like there's times you do so much, you are doing a lot, but it still feels at the end of the day where you're not doing much.
Yeah.
That sucks, bro. Yeah, I would say at least like for us, I would say even for us, it hits more. Because, like, I guess our club, from where it started to where it is now, it's a lot. We've done a lot. Even then, I'm like, bro, we got to lock in. We're slacking, bro. We're slacking.
No, that's what it is. More.
But it is interesting about, like, the whole fast-paced environment. Because, one thing I came to learn, at least for what the field I'm going to be going into, it's more, I like the idea of $1 million deals, which they are going to take a little bit longer. But being like, I have that, like, $3 million deal that's going to close in a couple months. At least to me, that sounds fire.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I've thought about it too. Like the way that's like a dopamine rush in your head, being like, I'm about to close this $1 million deal. But then to me, it's like sales itself is a dopamine rush every time you close a deal. So I'd rather close a couple deals a week than one deal every couple months.
Yeah.
What's been your biggest? I don't know if I asked you this. What was your biggest deal, at least in cars, so biggest profit margin
Take home for me or the dealership?
for you?
Take home for me.
No, in general. Just like when you saw the number, okay, 25% off this profit.
I think my biggest one was probably, it was like 10 or 11,000 profit for the dealer, and then I took 30%.
Oh, that's straight.
Yeah.
3-ish.
Yeah, like 3-ish, 35-ish.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Which always sucks once you see your check after taxes, but hey.
Yeah, especially like bonuses and commission gets taxed. Crazy.
Yeah, crazy,
Oh,
dude.
that's-
What?
Is it 40 or
That sucks.
60%?
I don't even know. I try not to think about it at this point.
I think it's 15.
No, I had
It's
one
definitely
week.
not 15.
No, I don't.
No, I had one week. I think I made like a little over 3. It was like 31 and some change, 100, and I ended up taking home like maybe 23. I was like, damn near 1,000. No, it was less than that. It was like not even 2,100. I was like, damn, that much got taxed, which like it pisses me off because it takes me that week. I made, what was it, 3,100. If I would have made 3,100 every week that month, that puts me at a $12,000, $13,000 month.
Yeah.
Take that after taxes to less than $10,000 that month. Like,
Bro, you're swimming. Bro. Taxes are a thing, bro.
yeah, it's terrible. But speaking of money and taxes, and I've actually been looking forward to asking this question just because we're all in the business field, is obviously we're all going to deal with a lot of money in our lives, whether it's ours or for other people or managing it. What's one thing about money that nobody ever told you that you wish somebody would have told you sooner? Or maybe nobody even told you and you just learned it.
That's a good question.
No, that is a good question. I'm trying to think.
I wouldn't say I'm the most financially literate. I haven't had consistent income, so with my moving company, it was like whenever I get work, whenever someone requests. So I wasn't really budgeting that way. So I didn't really learn healthy habits for spending. I definitely think taking your needs out first out of your budget to fulfill exactly like what needs you do, like rent, your bills, everything. Taking that automatically out.
Yeah.
Pay, just so you don't have to think about it. When I was managing my business, I used to take out a sum of money out of every job before anyone else got to touch it, just because I knew that there would be some accident where we'd have to cover some damages, or let's say someone drops a dresser and the client's saying, bro, we need like you to pay us for this, and things just happen. So always taking that percentage out, whether it's 10, 30, 50, first before you even touch the rest.
Yeah, which is a great lesson. Because even if you don't do a business and put money aside for your business, you should put money aside for yourself.
Yeah.
Put it in a CD or in a savings account or invest it in stocks, whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
Like the way I do that is I know what my bills add up to a month. And it might not even be that month, because the way bills are, it'll come up this week or the next week or whatever it is. But I know all of these things are what I have to pay for that I'm liable for. I add it up and I'm like, I need to make at least this month go into a separate bank account so that I know I have it. And for example, let's say I think right now my bills come out to $2,500, which I consider a month, but that's just how many things I know I'm responsible to pay for within the 4 to 6 week period. Sometimes I have money left over because, again, that bill doesn't come till the first day of the next month or whatever the case is, but I still just put it to the side. I don't care how much I made, that money's not getting touched. It could be all I made that month for all I care.
Yeah,
It's still getting put to the side.
I just don't look at it.
That's hard, I would say. At least college students in general. Once you see the money, you're like, bro.
Oh yeah,
spend it.
college
I wanna
students are
spend it, bro.
terrible about spending money.
I want to spend it. But one thing my mom used to always say, she still says to this day, because likewise, I'm not like the best financial. At some point, I know I will be. My mom's always like, the way like it takes a lot of work to make money, and then you can blow it like that,
Yeah.
bro. That is for real. That is true. You gotta appreciate it too. You gotta like, once you work for the money, I guess you learn to appreciate it a lot more. Good. That's a nice thing about working hard for.
I would say that, yeah. One thing for me is that, like, we're taking the percentage out. Everything that comes into my checking account, I will spend that thing. Like, bro, I swear, if I see that, let's say I have a plus $300 in my account, and let's say I'm sitting at $1,500, that $1,500 will go just because I see it's there, and I have no self-control. So I would split it. Probably take $750 and put it into another account that I don't have a card attached to, and it's not particularly savings, it's just another checking account.
Yeah.
And if I need that money, I'll go and take it. But just managing that has been good recently over the last couple of years.
Yeah, no, it's bad. I used to do that with cash. I'd pull money out because I never spent cash, and I'd forget it was there. And then 4 months later, I'd be like, "Oh damn, I got a couple $100s in my wallet just chilling.
Yeah.
Like I forgot I had it." But that, and then my biggest thing, which the reason I asked this question is because every once in a while I'll do the "Do you need any advice?" things on my story. Somebody asked me on there what was a lesson about money that I had to learn the hard way. And what I had said to that was comfort is expensive. Because I was having a conversation with one of my buddies not too long ago about that. Like, so especially college students, we choose comfort over success so often to the point where it's like people will go out and get fucked up and party and all these things because it's comfortable and it's easier than staying home and dealing with your growth and dealing with making money. And dude, I used to go out and I'd be spending like $200, $300, $400 every night that I was out, and I'd be out like on a Friday night and then a Saturday night, and I did the math, and it was like I spent enough money to go buy a new car cash or start a business up with plenty of startup money. Like the fact that, and I know I'm not the only one, and I know there's people that did it worse than me, but the fact that I spent between 25 and 35, maybe $40,000 in a year or two just on going out and getting fucked up is insane to me.
Were you buying sections?
Just buying things. I had a really bad problem of I hate
shots.
yeah, no, I hate seeing myself having a better time than the people around me, so I'd be like, "Do you want a drink?" And then I'd be like, "Yo, you want a drink? You want a drink?" It was bad.
You just
Every weekend I'd be like, "Yo, let's go."
Yeah, it was bad. Like I have videos on my phone of me like at a bar, I walk in 20, 30 drinks. Just, "Hey, let me get 20, 30 whiskey cokes. Yo, you want a drink? You want a drink?" And it's bad, but it was that comfort over long-term stability.
But would you say that helped you though? Like obviously, like you're like, okay, I had to go through this because I was in this so many times. Now because of this, I learned.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely helped. I'm not gonna lie, I still do have that habit, but obviously I don't go out and get fucked up now.
Yeah,
But if we were to go grab a drink after this, I'm gonna offer a couple drinks. That's just who I am. I'd rather know that everybody, because you don't know what anybody else's financials look like.
That's
Like
true.
I don't care if I know for a fact you make more money than me. Like if I'm here, I want to make sure that everybody can enjoy their time the same way I do.
Sounds good.
But I definitely do think I needed it because once I did that math a while ago in my head, I was like, damn, like that's a terrible habit to have. And then vapes, and I used to smoke weed and all the other things on top of that. I don't even want to know how much money I've spent that I could have put into other things to help me out.
Dude, I was in college when I used to play college soccer at this other school. I think the guy used to spend like $100 a week on weed. I'm sure there's people that do a lot more, but at least for me, I was a freshman. I was like, bro, what?
Yeah,
I was like
bro,
$100
it's
a
bad.
weed a week, bro. That's insane.
It's bad.
It's crazy.
I was at a point once where I was smoking through an ounce, and like I needed like an ounce and a half in a week. But I always had the habit of giving too much away in return. So I'd buy like an ounce and a half, and I'd smoke everybody out and spend all my money knowing damn well that they're not going to give me any money for it. And then I've literally saved so much more money since I stopped going out just to get drunk and stop smoking weed.
Nah, bro,
Good.
that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Like it was bad.
I realized that when, bro, recently I went to Miami. Ubers, bro.
Oh,
my
lyrics,
God.
bro.
I was like, nah. I was like, bro, I gotta make a lot of money, bro. Because some people just, they pay Ubers like
Oh
they
yeah,
shit,
it's
they
nothing.
shit. Yeah, like
and they'll get
nothing.
Uber XL, like
Yeah.
$80 for a 10-minute drive.
Nah. So I realized then. But that was my first time really experiencing Uber, and I was like, nah, bro. Money. You can just unfortunately just spend money just like that.
Yeah.
Uber.
You actually have to be conscious about what you're spending your dollar on.
Oh yeah.
Throughout a week, like you say, going to the club, it's like swiping, and you wake up in the morning, it's, oh my God, I didn't think I was spending that much.
It's worse because that's the society we live in. Like we live in such a swipe culture. Like since, bro, when I don't know how old you are. I know you're like a year or two older than me,
Yeah.
but I'm sure it was the same for y'all. When we were growing up, it was not that easy to go out and spend $1. Now it's like in half a second you can spend $1.
Yeah.
Like you walk up somewhere,
to
tap, bro. You get an Apple Watch, tap. Like online, you just click order and it already pre-fills your address, pre-fills your card information. Like we're in such a swipe, spend
make it easy.
culture.
And the thing is, like, when you see a lot of discounts too.
Oh,
Discounts
yeah.
are a killer, bro.
And they're not even discounts, bro. Like,
at the TikTok shops, and I'm like, I
Dude.
don't use it as much, but I look at the TikTok shops, and I'm like, bro, I can just literally just $10 not that bad.
yeah,
Also,
like
do I need it? Do I
I've
need
helped a couple people build Shopify stores, and then like I gave dropshipping a shot for a minute. And dude, like when I was dropshipping, I'd buy a product for $2, sell it for $25, post it at $34.99, and be like, oh, discounted to $24.99, knowing damn it's not really a discount. I'm still profiting $22. Like it's mental manipulation.
Yeah.
That's how they get you.
It's the marketing trick. Even like adding colors to certain things, like it tricks your mind into thinking it's better.
Oh, casinos got
more
it the
fun.
worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Casinos, the way a casino's set up, it's all right turns. All of the colors are meant to draw you in. The rooms are shaped in certain ways.
Yeah.
The one thing they want you to avoid is thinking about a decision.
Mm-hmm.
So you could walk around a casino aimlessly forever and just get lost in it, and you're just spending money the whole time.
Yeah.
Because the second you lock out, you're going to think about something else, and you might leave the casino. That's why if you go to Vegas or like any bigger casinos, they're giving you free drinks while you're out there.
Yeah.
Because now they're getting you drunk, and the way the room is set up, you're trapped in there all night. You're there till 8 a.m. spending money.
Like, that's like the Percy Jackson movie.
Yeah, the
Alright,
Lotus.
Yeah, the Lotus
Yeah.
Flower. I did see a video on Joe Rogan. That was, I think, like the building with the sides, the walls are like shaped in squares or a certain
Yeah.
way, so they can fuck with your mind. Which is crazy, bro. Which is crazy. I find it like now, I guess, like being like, I would say me being a business student, I look at not necessarily just manipulation, but I look at certain commercials now differently.
Yeah.
Like, what are they doing to like catch me? There's times I'm like, you know what? That's a pretty good commercial. I fuck with that commercial. I'm like, if I really want to spend money on you, I would. But
So
it is crazy how they try. At the end of the day, there has to be some type of manipulation. I would
Yeah.
say, to
no, there always is.
make
Like,
money. Yeah.
I was just telling somebody else this. I hate hearing people be like, oh, don't do that because it's a pyramid scheme. Everything in life is a pyramid scheme, bro. Like, I was just talking to Casey about this.
No word.
I was like, dude, if you go to some random town in Virginia, all these coal miners are having kids that grow up around it. They're going to be coal miners. Like, everything, you're selling the dream to somebody else.
Yeah.
You get somebody that's working a forklift job and you get them into sales, you just sold them the dream. They're helping you out. Granted, yeah, they are probably also making money, but whoever's on top of them is making more. Whoever's on top of them is making more. Like, and that's the case with everything. Everything is a pyramid scheme. You can't escape it.
You said you didn't say it was a pyramid scheme, but one thing you said at that breakfast panel you were on, you said some shit. And I was like, hell yeah, I fuck with that. Other
Yeah.
people I don't know, but you said something about like everybody uses everybody.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's similar to
Basically, I said at this breakfast leadership panel that someone was saying, how do I have these conversations with professionals and not feel like I'm using them or asking something of them and like feeling like I'm spending their time and dollar and whatever. I was like, okay, I'll tell you, before I tell you what I said, everyone on the panel pretty much said, yeah, you just gotta be friends with them and just don't think about it that way. Just work your way into it. And very corporate. and I was like, bro, a mentor told me, everyone wants something from everyone.
Yeah.
And there's no secret about it. You can hide it as much as you want, but you have to be strategic about how you go about these things.
Yeah.
And you should make it very clear as well. If I want something from you, I'm gonna get it. If I like, you just have to ask.
Yeah.
You have to advocate for yourself, or you have to provide value. But no one in your life is not gonna want anything from you. Your girlfriend up 10 years, she wants love every day.
Yeah.
Every day, she's going to request something more. As years go by, she wants you to dedicate more to her. Same thing with your job. Same thing with a friendship.
Literally
You're gonna
everything.
be expecting more and more out of something in your life. So everyone has an agenda, and we don't have to be afraid of it. We can embrace it, but we don't have to lie and say that no one has an agenda.
Yeah. No, like I've been getting into, I'm not going to say I've been doing it, but I'm trying to get to a point where like I'm life coaching and things like that. So I've been the guy recently that a lot of my friends will call me for advice on things like that. The amount of times I've repeated damn near that same thing is like, friendships are a lie. There's no such thing as relationships. Like everything, if you just learn to use mutually beneficial relationship instead of friendship, relationship, couples, whatever the case is, you would approach things so much better. Because that's all it ever is. Like, you don't become friends with somebody that you have no use for. They don't become friends with you if they have no use for you. You don't get hired at a job if they have no use for you. You don't want the job if you have no use for it. It's the same thing in business, like partnerships.
Yeah.
Everybody needs something out of somebody. And in relationships, like you were saying, it's the same thing. Whatever the case is, like in traditional households, the wife wants a protector, the wife wants a provider, the wife wants love and attention. The man wants somebody who takes the things he doesn't want to do and does it for them. The second somebody stops doing it, I forgot what the statistic is, but let's just throw out a random number. Let's say it's 70% of people that cheat because they lacked something that they wanted.
Yeah.
So my big thing is if I ever get cheated on, I'm not going to be like, oh, fuck you, like you ain't shit, you did this, you did that. What was I lacking that you needed from me that I wasn't giving you? We can talk about it after you answer that.
After you cheated?
Yeah, because that's really what it is. Like whenever, even friendships, like I've had a lot of friends that I've stopped talking to for that reason.
Yeah.
And it's not everybody's, oh, we just fell off. It's not that y'all fell off. Y'all just didn't benefit each other anymore. You had no reason to stick around them. They had no reason to stick around you. One of your boys goes and becomes a male stripper while you're over here trying to build like businesses.
Yeah.
How do y'all benefit each other?
Y'all don't.
So then y'all just fall off, but realistically, y'all just didn't have a mutually beneficial relationship anymore.
And that's why life is sales.
Literally.
I was just gonna say that.
Literally.
So every day you have to negotiate and figure out what has value in your life and what's serving you. And then you have to have a discussion, or you got to make a decision and say, your friend's being a male stripper. How is he benefiting me? How can I add value to his life? If there's no value, we're not having a conversation.
Yeah, literally.
I'm not gonna sell you a product that you don't need, or that could not benefit you at all in your life. It's exactly the same thing. Life is sales.
I was gonna say that's the reason why people don't get rid of good performance salespeople.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the company's gonna want something. If you're producing numbers, real numbers, the companies, they see value in you. They see the benefit of having you around. So they're like, why are we gonna get rid of this guy? And then going on to the second point of that was, some people just, you have to really be observant and make those hard decisions when somebody is anchoring you, bro.
Yeah.
And
one of the best skills you can learn is subtraction. And every time I say that, everybody's, oh, haha, PEMDAS, blah, blah, blah. Nah, real life application of subtraction. You start subtracting things from your life that do not add value, and you'll see how much better your life gets. If you have friends that all they want to do is party and get fucked up and get in some pussy, subtract that and watch how much better your life gets. If you're in a work environment where you feel like you're useless, nobody appreciates you, you can be so much more than this, subtract that from your life and watch how much better your life gets. You don't like the fact that you're out here like vaping all the time, subtract that from your life, watch how much better you get. There's a reason that in PEMDAS, it's always linked up. Like people talk about subtraction, addition, multiplication, division, because you have to take something out to add something valuable.
Yeah. And as a growing leader, it's been a struggle to be disciplinary in that approach. Subtracting. I was having a conversation with one of my mentors, and the conversation of layoffs and getting rid of people and cutting the excess came up, and their advice was, instead of looking at it like you're subtracting and that's it, look at it from a different standpoint, frame it differently, and say, if you cut this person loose, or if you let this opportunity go, you're opening up room for, one, them to succeed, and two, for you to find someone else that fits in that role.
Yeah.
Or if it's an opportunity, you cut that opportunity off, and then 3 more come.
Yeah.
And those could be your winners.
No, that's how it is. Like, dude, at where I'm currently working at, we just fired our entire staff and cut it down. Like, we fired our entire staff and replaced them with one person who's never sold anything in their life. But
That's crazy.
it was for that simple fact is they were too complacent. They had been here for too long. They were too old. They didn't have the effort. Maybe it's something they need. And this is a conversation me and the GM had about it. Was maybe it's just something that they need in order to do better for themselves, and they need to take a step back and reframe their life and where they are at, and then we can give somebody else the opportunity. So literally we brought somebody in. It was like, Jackson, your job, make sure they handle things, make sure they learn everything they can, like just train them because they've never sold anything. Been killing it.
Really?
Killing it. Putting out better numbers than everybody we fired combined.
And How long did it take him to get to that? Did he come in already with the eagerness? Or did he come in, like, how long did it take him to adapt to the environment and then?
It's a she, but it took her,
Hey, shut up.
I think, 2 weeks, and she got the groove of it.
Nice.
Yeah, like last month we had like midterms and all that stuff, so I was like not very present at work. She outsold me. It's been a minute since I've been outsold at a dealership, and she outsold me. Granted, it was by like a unit or a unit and a half, but like the fact that it's her second month, even with that, she outsold me, and that was enough for me to be like, okay, maybe we did do something right. Maybe we did call the right shot. Because she's eager. She's always on top of it. It was an opportunity that changed her life too. Like, and she said this a lot. She's the way that I've grown just from being put in this position. And I was like, yeah, that's what it. And it's not even just sales. That's what life does whenever you get put in opportunities that are presented and you take them and run with it.
And that's why, like, the small principle of just show up, be eager to do the work plays a huge role. Just sales boss for life. I think we talked about this maybe last time. But one thing, when it's something that's really important, you got to repeat it all the time, 24/7. So just being eager, bro. Like, at least here at school or just other schools in general, some people, they look at the more technical side of things, or what should I say. But like, when you are eager and you're just like willing to learn, you're willing to put yourself in a situation where, dude, like, I just want to grow. I just want to be the best I could be. Opportunities do come up. And then like those other skills will come with it if you are willing to learn.
And then the real world is not nice. That's the one thing I hate about college students and people that go to college for business is you're like, the world is liberal and the world is soft nowadays. Everybody thinks you're going to walk into business and they're going to care about your feelings and all this other shit. That's not how it works. And I hate that. Like, me personally, let me get to that point where I can just fire people at ease. I will fire people for the slightest thing. And it's not even like get out of my face. It's go work on this, come back to me when you're ready. Like
the Kanye text. Have you seen Kanye's text?
No, Kanye is hilarious, but I love Kanye for that reason. If I would have been a manager when we were at Nissan, dude, I would have fired you like first month. And I hate to say that because I like you. No, I would have fired you. I would have fired you for the simple reason that I know you had it in you. Like, I could see it, and especially from us talking. Every time something came up, you were so quick to come up to me and be like, hey, like, what's your advice? How should I approach this? Blah, blah, blah. But then I wouldn't see you apply it.
Okay.
So I would have been like, yeah, get rid of him. Throw him out into the real world. Let him go try somewhere else, and he's either going to nail it because he really has it in him, or he's going to realize this is not for him.
I would say one thing I did definitely realize, we didn't talk about this last time, was I realized at the end, which pisses me off now. I realized at the end, because I remember there was one time, I think I was talking to Casey, and I was like, yo, what do I need? He's buddy? Is that buddy? He's like, we need his confidence.
Yeah, you had
what?
no confidence, dude.
I was like, nah. I was like, I got it. But then I wouldn't reflect as much as I do now with myself, where I'm like, all right, let me like actually look at myself and be like, am I confident? Am I doing enough? And I wasn't. So it wasn't until after where I realized, damn, I wasn't as confident as I really thought I was.
Shit, even talking to you now just outside of work, your confidence is on a different level than it was when I first met you.
And that was like, because like I told you, I came in, I was like, bro, I'm going to kill it. I got it.
He was, bro. He didn't get the summer internship. He was like, bro, they're going to regret not hiring me. I'm going to kill it. And he just, I guess for the first month, he shit the bed.
That's how.
Bro,
but firing at will, that one's crazy.
But that's just.
Didn't fuck with me. Didn't really fuck with me.
That's just my mentality about it. And it's also just the person that trained me into sales. A lot of people couldn't handle him. Like when I was working with him, it was a point, do not hire women. Not because it was sexist, but because they're too emotional to handle the kind of person that he is. Like Casey, one of his biggest turning points in sales, he pulled him aside and he bitched at him. Y'all seen Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah.
He was like a Wolf of Wall Street kind of guy. High intensity, like super abrasive, like Wolf of Wall Street / Andrew Tate vibes. But he's great at what he does. Anybody in the car business in the state knows who this guy is. But he pulled Casey out and he was like, hey, quick question. He was like, do you love your kids? And obviously he was like, yeah, of course I do. Immediately he goes, no, the fuck you don't. He was like, get out of my face because you're a fucking liar. He was like, and you need to go home and tell your kids that you don't fucking love them and stop lying to yourself. He was like, think about what the fuck you're doing with your life. And he was like, why do you say that? Obviously I love my kids. Comes down to the simple fact, if you really fucking loved your kids, you would know that you have shit you need to do. You would work your fucking ass off every second that you have because you have other people that rely on you and other people to feed. And people don't realize that because they can't handle abrasiveness.
Yeah.
But that's how I am too. Like, I hate when my friends come up to me and they're like, oh, like, for example, I stopped smoking, so a lot of my friends that are still smoking, they're like, oh, I've been struggling with smoking. My immediate response is, man, the fuck up. You're a bitch. If you can't do it, it's because you're not trying to do it. And that's just how life works. Like, the difference between a billionaire and a poor person is effort and accountability. The difference between somebody who makes $1 million a year and $1 billion a year is effort and accountability. It's the simple fact. Like, if you work 100% all of the time, if you give all of your effort all of the time, there is no reason you should fail.
Yeah.
Now, if you're giving 95% effort all of the time, there's a 5% chance you'll fail. It might not be what you want it to be, but if you're giving 100% every time, you are not going to fail. You might be trying to do marketing and you might end up in sales, or you might vice versa, whatever the case is. You might be trying to open a hotel chain and you might end up opening a restaurant. Either way, though, you give it 100%, you're going to succeed every single time. And every time that you don't, somebody else is, and they're taking it all. I don't remember if I was telling you this not too long ago or somebody else, but every dollar that you don't make is a dollar that somebody else made, and money is a limited resource. There's only so much of it going around.
Yeah. I will say, though, curious, because you did make that point, and I used to always be like, yo, 100% every single fucking day, 100% every single day. Well, I would say there are times where some people are just like, not demotivated, but some days are just fucking shit. And so one thing I say a lot, and I think I even said it in one of the sales club videos, and I said it today, to be honest, maybe not 100%, but whenever you do things, I forgot how I said it. Pretty much, don't put emotion in. Make sure emotion's not in the situation.
Yeah.
Be committed to it.
And
Even if, like, you just say you're not doing 100%, at least give something. Normally, you say you go to a gym and you hit bicep, back, and everything like that single day, but you're just feeling like shit. At least go and do biceps and go for a little run. At least do something and not stay and not do shit. If that makes sense. What do you think of that? With a 1% rule, at least get 1% better every single day.
The 1% rule I totally support, but I don't think that lines up with what you were trying to say. I don't really like that mindset because, again, everything is limited. Like, love is limited, family is limited, life is limited, money is limited. 100% might not be 8 workouts, 4 sets, 12 reps every day. Maybe that day your 100% is go half the weight, do half the reps, half the sets, but you're still giving 100% to that. Because if there's no other fucking motivation in your life, the one motivation should be that somebody else is giving 100%. You know how many people wake up and they feel like shit and they're sick and they're still going on a run and they're still going to work out. You might not be able to fathom it because you might not think you're capable, but somebody else is. And somebody else is going to get there before you. If you feel like shit, so you're like, oh, I'm going to walk to the store. I usually run to the store. Somebody else out in the world feels worse than you and still ran to the store. Maybe got there quicker today that they feel like shit than they did yesterday that they felt good. So are you going to let them get ahead of you, or are you just going to keep giving yourself excuses?
No.
So those two things reminded me of what you were saying. Two things reminded me of something. The 100% rule, it reminded me of when I used to work out every day. That was my mindset. It was just relentless. Even though I was doing burnout, I would look around the gym. I would love when the gym was packed. By nature, I'm so competitive. So I would look around the gym and I'd see they're probably going up 60%, but every rep, every workout, every set, I was doing 100%. And I would have that mental thing in my head that there's either someone out in the world who is doing one more rep than me, or there's another version of me in an alternate universe that's doing like equal or better work than me. And I actually couldn't stand that thought. And so I just kept going and going. And then eventually I hit my goals and life changed. And I called it. I was like, yo, I think I beat the gym.
Yeah.
Obviously you don't beat the gym, but I felt really accomplished after attaining my abstract goals. And then the other thing was giving 100%, even though your 100 might not really mean 100. I was watching this video, and this video was referencing relationships and how to keep and maintain a relationship, you have to give. It's not 50-50. It's 100%, 100% all the time. And some days your 100% may be over the top. You may love your partner to the moon, and you want to show them that, but they quite honestly can't deal with that. at that
Yeah.
moment. But you gotta give your 100%, and they have to try their best. So their 100% might really look like 60, but they better give all 60.
Yeah, because you're only human. Like,
Yeah.
you're only capable of so much.
Mhm.
If you go and you break your arm, you can't give 100% to an upper body day, but you can sit there and you can do something. Do 100% of whatever you can do. Because the way I see it is, obviously, like, my goal is to own a whole bunch of businesses. And, like, right now I'm trying to build a whole life coach thing, whatever it is. Whatever people are working under me or following me or whatever the case is, if I give the excuse for 60% all the time because they're human, what is that going to do for them and what is that going to do for me?
Yeah.
Complacency.
Exactly. And comfort's expensive. You just don't get the payout until later, and it comes with interest.
Yeah. One thing that I do want to highlight is that not every day you're going to feel like you have 100%, like what Chris was saying. But the main goal is for you, if you're thinking about a relationship sense, you and your partner, you guys better both be reaching that percentage. Let's say you had a long day at work, you picked up the kids, you don't have time for cooking. You gotta still give your 30% of energy left.
Yeah.
And it better be in full to your partner at the end of the day, or to having a conversation, giving them their time when it's your work, the exact same thing.
Yeah.
The way I'm looking at it now, like, we can combine those two things is don't half-ass it.
Yeah.
That's like a rule that I definitely do. So let's say, like, I go for a run and I'm like, okay, like, I haven't ran in maybe in a couple weeks or something like that, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna at least do 2 miles today. Those 2 miles, best believe I'm gonna work them 100%. And then if I go to a gym, like, if time is very limited and I only have 15 minutes, these 15 minutes I'm gonna go fucking insane.
Yeah. And I mean,
So
it's
don't
even,
run.
I love that you said run because I hate cardio. So, like, for example, if I were going on a 2-mile run and I was like, oh, I'm doing 2 miles, the 100% is frameable. 2 miles, that's 100%. I might not be jogging or sprinting for the whole 2 miles, but I'm not stopping until I get to those 2 miles.
Yeah.
Whether it takes me 30 minutes or it takes me 2 hours, I'm getting those 2 miles because that's my 100%. Otherwise, I might as well have not even started.
That was me yesterday, bro. Literally yesterday. One thing I always tell, at least, like, you go.
No.
I'm respectful.
I think that there's the might as well not have even started. I want to combat that thought. I think that there's success in efforts, whether it's obviously not 100%, but 80, 90, that's still good work. But obviously, if you set out and you're wholeheartedly in it, you better achieve it for sure.
You gotta achieve it. But it's also, so when I say might as well have not even started, I don't mean like never have tried to go on a run, never set that goal for myself. Be realistic with your framework for yourself.
Got it.
If I know that there's no way in hell I'm gonna do 2 miles, don't make that the goal, because then you're not getting that 100%. Give yourself 1.5 miles today. Next week, give yourself 2 miles. Just slowly reframe yourself, or else don't even start it. Because there's no point in doing something. If I tell you, hey, let me do the marketing for your company, and I know that I'm only going to half-ass it, why would I have even offered?
Yeah.
Because that does nothing for me and it does nothing for you. But if I say, hey, let me just build one video for your company and I know that I'm going to do it, cool. Good thing I did it.
Yeah.
But again, it's that framework. Know what you can do, know what you're capable, and give yourself realistic goals.
Consistently manage expectations.
Yeah, man, you manage your own expectations.
Yeah, one thing I did yesterday was, one thing we always tell, like, our club, so I was like, bro, let's say, like, for example, we just got, like, a new board in, and so we've had things in the past, and we've seen things with, like, different organizations where they have people that honestly, they half-ass it. They're just there just to be there.
Resume
And-
piece.
Huh?
Yeah.
Like the club being a resume
Yeah,
piece.
and so we always tell our club, we're like, bro, like, you're in it because you're gonna make a difference. Don't half-ass anything. Come in, put in the work, and, like, you'll see that results will follow in your life and also, like, the club. But one thing yesterday was the club, like, they were putting, like, the workouts, they were, like, the runs and all that, and I haven't done shit. And it was like 10:30, bro. It was 10:30, and I was, like, tired. I got home and I was like, dude, I'm tired. But I was like, nah, my club did it. I gotta fucking do it too. But just me in my heart, I'm like, dude, if I don't do this today, I'm gonna feel like a failure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna feel like I fucked up.
And
So,
that's a
nah,
great
I was
way to
12.
see it.
I was
Like,
12 doing kettlebells, bro.
dude,
Going
you
crazy.
going, my club did it, so I have to do it. That's a great way to do it.
Yeah.
Like, I do that with a lot of my friends. Like, a lot of my friends that I know that are doing things with their lives, whether it's working out or whatever the case is, I'm like, if they can do it, I gotta do it. And if I don't have any friends that are doing it, somebody else out there did it, that means I can do it. Like, I was blessed enough to not be born with a leg missing or some fingers missing or whatever the case is. Might be a little ADHD, but I'm complete. I have the ability to do it, so why would I not use it? Because my big thing is everything in life is rented. You don't own anything. You don't even own your own body, because at some point you're gonna die. So you might as well use it to the best of its abilities and take advantage of everything that you have. Because once you don't have it, you're gonna regret it.
100%.
You gotta be fortunate with what you have, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I say all this time. Every time I hear, I'm like, bro, like, we're blessed. And one thing I did on a panel, I said on a panel that was on recently, was like, yo, look at your life. Unless you're starving and you don't have food, if you don't have a shelter, things like that, bro, you have what it takes. Like, the only thing separating you from the next person is gonna be, like you were saying, effort, just putting in the work. And a lot of people don't want to accept that, because we do live in a soft-ass world, unfortunately. Many times it will get harder. One thing I said was, you're going to restart at each point in your life. Like, one guy asked a great question: what phase are you on what phase are you guys in your life? And I was like, damn, that's a good-ass question. What phase am I in my life? But when you're in kindergarten to 5th grade, that's one phase of your life. Boom, you restart.
Yeah.
Now you restart again, and then you're in middle school. And then you have to rebuild yourself in a way and see what's out there. You're lost and figuring out the world. 6th to 8th grade, you build this reputation or whatever the case may be, and then boom, you go to high school. Realistically, you ain't shit. And then you go through that, build, boom. You say you go to college, and then that's another phase. I came in and I was like, okay, it's gonna be like high school, because in high school I would say people knew me, and then I came here, no, I didn't know anybody, bro. I was lonely.
Yeah. I feel that. When I was in high school, I had all the friends. Like, everything that was going on, I knew about it. Like, I would meet people and they'd be like, oh my God, you're Jockson. Never seen them, no idea who they were. Like, and it happened all the time. And then I get here and it's literally before I'd met you, and I didn't even meet you at school. Bro, I knew 2 people on campus, and it was Tori and Jerry, and then a couple friends that I went to high school with that I know came here. But besides that, I don't know anybody here.
Yeah.
But I'm also not really focused on that, because I'm not a campus person. Like, I'm focused on making money and not being on campus.
Yeah. But yeah, go into it, though, and you gotta kind of like build it up if that is what you want. I think if that is what you want. So if you do want to be, let's say you want to come, for example, us want to have the biggest club, want to give the most opportunities, like, we gotta be involved in campus.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
No, you have
so
to.
Then
be.
One thing I said was like, yo, you're gonna finish this stage in your life, you're gonna go into working, and that's a different ballgame. No one's gonna give a fuck what you did in school. No one's gonna care what you've done in the past. Really, they're gonna be like, oh, you were president of the sales. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, nobody's gonna care.
I don't care.
And then the one thing, I love the whole phases thing, but I hate the way people apply it. So your high school phase, your college phase, your phases are up to you. So like, you could be in college and go through 10 different phases while you're in that college phase. You decide your phases. Even after college, a phase could be a day. It's all about how you make it. You decide when something's going to change. Like me recently, I've been through like 10 phases in the last month, because every single day I'm like, I microanalyze everything. Even today, like before you texted me that you were going to be ready at whatever time, I was sitting there, I was like trying to restructure my life. I follow like a daily schedule, like damn near to the hour, broken down, and I was like, that's not working for me anymore. Like, I need something different. So I like changed everything up. As soon as I change it up, that's a new phase, because I'm trying something different.
Would you say that's ADHD? Were you like?
Oh yeah, no. When my ADHD hits me, I get super like, I start microanalyzing my productivity.
No, it's a good thing to have, though. It can be a curse and a blessing for sure. But in your case, definitely a blessing.
No,
I don't know if that would be ADHD. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how you get that energy out, honestly.
Yeah,
But
100%.
in terms of marketing, and this one I guess is for you, just because you are a marketing major and I'm trying to get into marketing right now. What's like the biggest thing?
Go ahead, bro.
What's the biggest thing you would say to somebody trying to start up? Because it like came to be crazy, which comes back to the whole friends being mutually beneficial. I don't really talk to too many people on the daily. There's like maybe a handful, 3 of them. We have so much benefit to each other that we might as well try to find something where we can all be equally beneficial. Social media marketing. One of them's a photographer/videographer. One of them is an influencer. One of them is super creative. And obviously I'm like money and sales orientated. So it was like, he creates the content, he has the people with influence, she has the ideas, and I sell the idea of the agency. So it ended up working out great. We just had our first thing last weekend.
Nice.
It's going great. We already have 2 or 3 other like small business owners trying to work with us. But I'm not in school for marketing. I've never really thought about marketing too much. What's one thing you would say like people don't stress enough about it?
Okay, in the terms, to clarify, in the terms of a business, a new business?
Of just marketing,
Or just like the
like trying to market something,
the things like we've learned in school that were like to real life. Is that what
or
you're saying?
even just things you've learned in life. Just like as you've been involving yourself in marketing aspects of life. Because I know like your classes are aimed more towards marketing.
Yeah.
A lot of your people that
Yeah.
you meet on campus are more aimed towards marketing. Like marketing is what they want to do with your life. What's something that you haven't heard often enough? Like something that you heard somebody say that if you want to do marketing, you should take this with you. And you're not just going to hear it all the time.
Yeah. The reason I was laughing when you were like asking me that is because even though I'm in marketing,
Yeah.
if I'm being honest with you, bro, I'm like, dude, I'm a sales guy.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna learn about the sales part of things. I'm just doing marketing just because it's the closest thing.
And I feel that,
yeah,
'cause
one thing I've seen and one thing I've learned a lot is that you really gotta analyze the competition. Really, what you bring to the table. If you guys know what you're gonna bring to the table, what can be done, and you try to market that in a way that other people don't, then yeah, you are gonna be a differentiator. Like one thing for sure is that you have to be different in some type of way, and if you don't have that and you're just complacent like everybody else, you better fucking sell it hard as fuck. But if
Yeah.
you do have something that kind of has value compared to everybody else, you analyze the competition, know what they're doing, see what's going on in that specific market, and who your target audience is to. Big thing is target audience. Who are you applying it to? Those are the main things I think I've learned in the marketing classes. Once it comes to everything else, like specific topics and stuff like that, I'm just like,
Yeah, I figured, but that's why I asked, because
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
you're not a big marketing guy yourself. But that's the only thing that school teaches you is those one cliche things that people don't say enough.
yeah. I don't know. Do you have any? It sounds so bad. If I
In
could go back in time, I'll
terms-
probably do something else.
In terms of the marketing agency, my advice would just be more around strategic thinking. How are you guys separating yourself from other agencies? Are you guys doing something different? And how can you benefit the client better? This is obviously still a sales approach, but
Which, I mean, shit, marketing is sales online.
day to day, I think it's wise to take a step back and look at your entire business plan and what goes into the entire structure operationally. Like you said, everyone in the business specializes in something,
Yeah.
and they all have their perks. So I think that's truly beneficial on your side. It's just how you guys are gonna separate yourself from others and how you guys are generating leads and building something from that.
Yeah.
But were you gonna go on this topic, like
Something like
marketing
that.
agency,
Something I kinda
like
learned
business?
today.
Yeah, go for it.
Another thing I saw, not today, but just like we're doing like this whole marketing thing for one of the companies around here, and it's how do you want to market it? Because there's so many different platforms. Okay, your target audience, are they on Facebook? Are they on Instagram? Are you gonna pay for ads?
Yeah.
Earned media, paid media, things of that nature. You're gonna go on LinkedIn. Like at least for us, like at least at the sales club, we market things the way sometimes we market things on our group me. It's gonna be different than the way we do it on our Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You have to. The audience on GroupMe is just students, so everything is gonna be applied to students. On Instagram, it's gonna be students, companies, people that we know. LinkedIn as well, something else like maybe different emojis. So you just gotta know obviously the audience, but like what platform do you want to go and like distribute this at?
See, that's exactly what I was looking for because I hadn't thought
Okay,
of that.
okay.
To me, post the same thing we post on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook.
No,
like,
absolutely not, no.
Yeah.
Because you're reaching different audiences. The
Yeah.
same people on Facebook aren't the same people on TikTok.
Yeah.
I know the only time that you'd catch me on TikTok or on YouTube Reels or YouTube Shorts, whatever they're called, or Facebook Reels is when I'm deleting TikTok or Instagram. But
Yeah.
like the day-to-day people are probably way older than me. They look way different than me.
Oh,
They have
yeah.
completely different interests. But figuring out who that collective market is and then switching up a few words or cutting a few scenes to really appeal to them, maybe getting a different hook to your messaging, that would be very wise. Definitely being aware of what platform, and obviously lean on analytics already. There's a wealth of knowledge out there about who is here, who uses hashtags, who sees those hashtags, who's in the Atlanta location, what type of people. You're probably targeting small business owners, so what are small business owners consuming? What's something that's very big in their life that you can think about and get in front of them?
I would say, I know you might hate it, But I would say definitely tap into LinkedIn. For those reasons, it's because you do see a good bit, like on our LinkedIn channel, like the analytics side of things. I don't know, let me ask you, do you look at your Instagram and see who's like, how many views you have and stuff
Yeah,
like that? Every day.
Yeah. Because it updates every 24 hours. So every 24 hours, I'm like, what is my analytics looking like?
Yeah.
So if there's a way you can find where you get maybe a little extra more, okay, the people that are looking at my stuff, they're between these type of ages. So like, these are the people I'm like affecting a lot more, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So at least on LinkedIn for us, like we see where we are ranked compared to other clubs in terms of followers. How many followers did we get in this amount? Like what type of posts do our people liking the most? You know?
Yeah.
So,
I actually just recently found my liking for LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I hated LinkedIn for the longest time.
Bro.
But I just recently found a liking to it. Like I went through and I updated my whole profile and everything.
Nice.
Like the last time I touched my LinkedIn was freshman year.
Jeez.
And that's because they forced us to create a LinkedIn.
Yeah. And I would say even your messaging, I see people do that as well on LinkedIn. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, like, even your little messages, because of one thing for sure, I guess goes into marketing is like your personal brand. What is your personal brand?
That's my big focus right now too, is building a personal brand, which is why I decided that like LinkedIn, I needed to get on LinkedIn. Because I saw a lot of people using LinkedIn like Twitter, but for more professional things. What I'm doing, a lot of the things that I have to say, I could go and just make a LinkedIn post about it, and then it's going to land to more of the audience that I'm trying to reach than it would on Twitter. People go on Twitter and they see videos of like people getting killed in a war in Afghanistan, or like you get on Twitter and you scroll long enough and you're going to see somebody naked or like whatever you're going to find.
That's that audience.
Yeah, and that's that audience. But LinkedIn is exactly where I need it to be for what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Question, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing Wednesday? You have work, right?
Yeah, work.
I'll say, because we have some guy coming in and he's like kind of the same thing. He's like building his own personal brand on LinkedIn, and like on the same wave as you, where he works at Salesforce, but he has like a strong presence. Like he's created like his own personal brand where it's strong. People look to him because of the way he displays himself on LinkedIn, and he knows what he's talking about. So it would have been a dope event if you...
Can I ask, so for the marketing agency, what type of small businesses, what type of industries are you guys targeting?
So the way I'm the one in charge of that stuff, which is like crazy to me because I don't know anything about marketing, but I'm probably the most qualified out of all of us for it, is I'm not really going for any specific market right now. I'm going more so for people that need an outreach. So, for example, our first one was this bowling alley. It's like a bowling alley / nightclub thing, and
it was. Posted the other day?
Yeah, that's what I've been posting at. And
I love bowling.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I've been there. I walked in there. Oh my gosh. I was like, bro, why are they dancing in here?
Yeah, bro. No, and that was our first one because the girl that we're doing it with, her godfather owns it, and he was talking about my weekends are great, but my weekdays I'm losing money.
Yeah.
So we were like, let us take care of that. He was like, how do you even approach that? I was like, dude, you go there on a Saturday, you get a whole bunch of content. We had probably a couple million followers worth of people there, like people with audiences online. Make enough content, advertise it as a weekday, and then people think it's like that during the week. Like for somewhere like that works.
Where's that at?
But then it's in Duluth.
Pleasant Hill.
Yeah.
Steve Reynolds.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but then like we know we're in talks with somebody who does interior design, and obviously the way we target that would be different. But right now, the people I'm trying to target to work for is just that, people who, the way I'm looking at it is I don't want to promise a business success. I want a business that already has some inflow of customers and money, but they're just, something is missing that they can't quite get, and then that's where I step in, is I help them get over that fence.
Yeah.
Under promise,
Can I ask what's the other client? Too much. I could stop here.
I don't remember exactly what it's called. It's actually a kindergarten teacher of mine. She quit teaching to start an interior design company.
Okay.
And she was just kind of like, we have some clients, it's pretty consistent, but I wish I could find more. But she's also not very like social media savvy, things like that. So that's where we step in. And then we have a dude he does like epoxy flooring. That's coming in style now. We met him through the guy that owns the bowling alley. He just did the lounge. He just built a lounge area in I Love Bowling, and he did epoxy flooring on it. So it was the same thing for him. He was like, I've had some clients, it's working out, but I just feel like word of mouth isn't quite doing it.
Yeah.
So it's like the people that need just a little something with a little more outreach.
Okay, so what I would say, and thank you for sharing I would say start off and continue to do those like broader jobs, and then once you find an area of success, start hammering the
Oh
nail.
yeah, no,
Like
that's definitely the goal.
let's say you find the I love bowling extreme success, and then you find two more bowling alleys that you can do the exact same thing for. Do it, and then you build a portfolio.
Yeah.
And it expands. Say I've done the exact same thing for 4 different bowling alleys within this area, and
Yeah.
that can be your personal brand as the marketing agency.
Yeah.
Like
And then
yeah.
I'm a big business guy and I'm big on scalability.
Mhm.
So the way I see it is I don't even plan to like niche down.
Mhm.
I just plan to outsource the niches. So it's like
Mhm.
instead of being like, oh yeah, we market bowling alleys or we market clubs or we market contractors, be
Yeah.
like, we just market. Here's what we've done for this industry.
Mhm.
And then obviously my goal is always passive income.
Mhm.
So I have a set group of people that I know have success in that industry when they've helped me, a set group of people that have success in a different industry when they've helped me, and as little things come up, just scatter them through to the right people.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Yeah.
That's what I would say for sure.
I was gonna say, is it just social media?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's what we're focusing on. Just because social media is where we know we can hit. So, for example, for the bowling alley, their Instagram, I was like looking through their things just to see what the competition is like. Their most viewed video had 700 views, 14 likes on Instagram. Granted, they had 4,000 followers, but that doesn't add up. 4,000 followers, 700 views, 14
Yeah,
likes.
Those are passive followers.
First video we posted, 500 likes, 10,000 views.
Nice.
Nice.
We just posted another video, and I think within the first hour it hit 1,000 views, maybe like 30, 40 likes. So it's like you just have to learn how to do the right things, because the people that are currently running the Instagram, half their pictures, like, people would look at it and be like, oh, that's AI, and keep scrolling. But that's not what we're doing. Like, the way we did it is we actually went in there, we had the experience, we recorded the whole thing, and we made sure that we got content for it.
Good.
Instead of just trying to post a picture of some bowling shoes and being like, oh, come bowl. They spelled bowling wrong in one of the posts. As soon as I saw that, I called him up. I was like, yeah, you need to give us the job. I was like, you're really going to trust people that can't even spell bowling?
Yeah. No, I would say for sure, at the end of the day, I think you'd realize it's a lot of simple things that can make something.
It's the small things.
It's the smallest details that can make something like pop out a lot more. 100%.
Yeah. And that just applies to life. It's the small things in life all the time.
It's always the small details. Small details you do. One thing, like a mentor in a way told me was like, yo, you gotta pay attention to these small details. Like even when you're set up, like, at least for us, when we're setting up meetings and the way we like handle everything else, like even the event days, it's all in the details. Even if everybody else doesn't see it as much, but at least like to us, I'm like, yo, learn the details. Like when you have every kind of little detail like going right and everything's orchestrated in a certain way, it just feels good.
Yeah.
So,
But I don't want to hold y'all forever.
nah, bro, I know.
So I'm gonna, yeah, one more question just to end it off, just because we've been talking about a whole bunch of money and business, and life isn't all money and business. You always got to find something that brings you peace. What's one thing that kind of grounds y'all through your journey? Because we are still young. Obviously, we might have our things together more than a couple other people, but we are all still lost and finding our way. So everybody needs something that grounds them and brings them peace. What's that one thing for you?
I'm trying to think.
Okay,
I
I
have
can.
a couple. That's why.
Yeah, I do have a couple.
Okay, I do have one now.
One thing that has been grounding me over this last year, in July, I converted to Islam, and it's been a really big thing for me. Growing up, I grew up Christian. I was pretty much Christian all the way up until the end of high school, and then I turned agnostic, just believing in God, not subscribing to one religion. And then as time went on, I felt a lack of connectedness with God, and I started the top of the year of 2020 last year, yeah, 2024. And I said one of my goals for this year, my New Year's resolution, is I'm gonna find God, whatever it is. And I don't hate to be religious, but it's been a crucial part to my journey. I did Ramadan last year and prayed with it. It was like one of the most transformative months of my life. And I kept learning, and in July I converted. And then, bro, just like learning a completely new subject, like I feel like a baby. I feel like I don't know anything. I'm like looking around and like copying what people do. But as time has been going for me, I've caught a wind of what feels good to me and what feels natural. When I'm practicing consistently, I am practicing a lot of gratitude. I am praying for my family and friends, and every prayer it ends in I pray for peace and clarity. That's all I desire. There's nothing in this world that I desire more than peace.
Which is actually super interesting you said that, because I'm definitely gonna talk to you about that, because I've something in me, like I went through a phase where I was super Christian, and then I went through a phase where I was super like atheist, and then super agnostic, and now I'm just in a point where it's like the universe and what I feel is right, but obviously culturally I'm gonna call it God, and like I believe in the Bible, but I've read parts of the Quran. I'm a big believer that religious texts are more like metaphorical ways of guides of how to live life more than something you need to like follow to the T. But I have been saying to a lot of my friends, I might even give Islam a try, like really commit myself to it, because I already took the jump of committing myself to Christianity. Obviously I grew up Christian, but maybe that change is what I've been missing with it.
Yeah, I feel like whatever you decide to align yourself with, whether it's Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Taoism, whatever, as long as it feels right in your heart and in your mind, it makes sense as well, then I feel like you're in a good place. I would never sell someone an idea that like they wouldn't align with, because eventually, imagine I sell you a product and I'm promising you this, that, and the third, and month 3 comes and you're like, bro, I don't like this product at all. I want a refund. So as long as you have that, like with Christianity and like agnosticism, I found cognitive dissonance. With Islam, I don't feel like everything feels flush. Like there's no trouble with it. So as long as whatever you're following or you're subscribing to gives you that feeling that of peace and like complete understanding, and then that's where you should go.
That's exactly why I've been debating it, because I feel like Christianity is too broad, and I don't deal well with broadness, because I'm so ADHD that I wander off. I question everything. I want to know everything, and I feel like Islam is a lot more structured. Christianity is just kind of like, this may or may not be wrong or right, just depending on the intention. Islam is more like, this is wrong, this is right. At least from what I've heard.
It is pretty black and white. And anything that is like, what would you call it? Like gray. There's text backing it, and there's scholars consistently studying it and coming out with information saying this is right from wrong. For sure. I'm curious about you though. Sorry.
I don't think it goes into like that. The aspect of it. One thing I heard the other day was like, you're not stuck in life, you're stuck in your head.
That's a huge one.
It's just a lot of small. Just look at your small wins. Like things are always going to be getting hard. They're always going to be getting difficult, and that's not going to stop. But if you kind of like get stuck to that life hates me, God hates me, blah blah blah, then bro, you're gonna be stuck. But at the end of the day, it's not life. It's all about like how you change your perspective into things. For example, not to out anybody, but like my girlfriend, for example, she's gone through certain things where it feels like life, 100% feels like life hits her, whatever. But I always tell her, I'm like, yo, just continuously work. It's gonna play out. Like, you're putting in the work, and I know you're putting in the work because I've seen you put in the work. Like, it's gonna play out at some point. And so literally in the span of 3 days, she got money for her MacBook. She got an interview at a company she wants to work out, and then eventually she got like an internship position. Something she's been looking for a while. We're gonna face rejection. Rejection is gonna happen no matter what we do. But consistently put in the work and like put that shift in your mind, like, yo, I'm not stuck in life. I'm stuck in my head. And you kind of like move towards that. Things will happen.
I tell people that all the time. The biggest thing holding you back from success is your own mind. And I just posted today about, I said I hate when people say good things happen to those who wait. You should reframe that to good things happen to those who are patient on their hard work, their dedication, and their efforts. Because as long as you're trying, it's going to happen, just like you were just saying that you told your girl. But you have to make sure you're trying, because again, your biggest enemy is yourself. I really thought you were going to say your girl, honestly, is your grounding and like what you find peace in.
Hey, bro, that should have been his. I said, Christian, do you have something? I just thought.
I thought he was like quickly going to have something in his mind.
But that's too, now I think about life now.
But you managed to frame that mindset on your girl, so
hey, he's thinking about you.
Because like me and her definitely had different mindsets. My mind says like, don't be a bitch. It's funny because like we have a group of friends where they study together, they study the Bible and stuff like that, and so when they say certain things, they say it very philosophical.
Yeah.
I would say I'm definitely not that type of guy. I'm just like, yo, it is what it is. But this is what I think. And every time it comes to me, they're like, Christian, what do you gotta say? And then like, one of them is don't be a bitch. Because that's what I always say. So they'll mimic what I say, and that's my way of thinking. I think in low key black and white.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you're not putting in the work, you're not gonna get the result.
Yeah, which that's how I am, and like it is a flaw at times, but I also argue with people that tell me that I'm flawed in thinking that way, that they're flawed in living in the gray area. Because at the end of the day, like you're either gonna be great or not, you're gonna be happy or not, you're gonna be rich or not, you're gonna have a good family or not. Like you shouldn't want to be in the in between. Like how great is your relationship gonna be if you're like, oh yeah, we have our good days, like we have our bad days. Or if you say, yeah, I choose to love her every single day, and like even on our bad days, there's still good days, because it either is or it isn't. You're either gonna try or you're not. And relationships and work and everything, when you live in that gray area, you start being unhappy, and it starts showing, because you're either gonna try or you're not.
Yeah. So going on that topic, I believe that the devil is in indecision.
Yeah.
Meaning that, like how you were going on, like Christianity is too broad. Yeah. I mean, if you're unclear about something, there's just like room for like bad thoughts to creep in. There's room for actions that can potentially harm you. Or even, let's say you're deciding between two job roles, right? Someone came up to me and said 2 job roles. They're both due at April 1st. It's the first today. And if he didn't submit one, I am accepting one and I'm rejecting the other, just because he's undecided, he would have lost them both.
Yeah.
And that's where you truly lose, when you're undecided. You can go the complete wrong direction and be in that wrong direction 100%. As long as you went 100%, then you'll be able to say, okay, this is a wall that I've hit. Where can I redirect? Where's the right way?
And the example I give people our age all the time is, I always relate it to clubbing, because that's the one thing everybody our age fucking loves to talk about. But I'm always like, if somebody asks you, hey, let's go out clubbing, you can either make the decision to go clubbing or not. You're not going to drive halfway to the club, be like, oh yeah, I went clubbing.
Yes.
No, you either went or you didn't. You either chose to stay home and do something better for yourself, or chose to do the opposite. You don't just go and show up. Like, that's not how it works.
Oh, I
hate that.
I used to go out a lot. I used to drive down to Athens, obviously
Athens
years
is
ago.
a trap.
And it got to a point to where I felt like I was wasting my time. I felt that cognitive dissonance. I was like, I don't think I'm 100% in this, but like I'm going for the vibes. Always hated it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't think I want to be here truly,
Bro.
but I'm saying yes. But so
How
I'm
many
gonna go.
times did you hear me say, bro, Athens is fucking dead, terrible, and then still the next weekend I'd be like, yeah, we're going to Athens, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
no, in my heart, I was like, absolutely not. Am I gonna go out to Buckhead bars one more night? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine going to any bars like that. But just because I know that if there's a smidgen in my heart or in my brain that's saying, nah, not feeling it, I'm going with the not feeling it.
Yeah.
Because there will be a chance that I get to that bar or that club or that venue or that event where I'm like,
should have stayed home.
I should have stayed home. And those thoughts where it's, nah, I think I shouldn't, that subtraction will only come once. You'll only really get that opportunity to really listen in and hone in on that one thought one time. It won't come again, and then you'll find yourself in a different position.
I learned that one hard after I got a DUI. I didn't even want to go out that night.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
That is
And then I went out and I got arrested.
life changed.
Yeah. But everybody at work was like, where's Jackson? And then I got out and I called all my bosses and I was like, yeah, I just got out of jail. Don't tell anybody. And they were like, yeah, you're good. You can stay home if you need to. I was like, nah. I was like, I can't go home and sit and think about it. Like, I'm coming to work. It's another day. Life keeps going.
Yeah.
I'm curious, bro. So, DUI, car dealership. How does that go through your mind?
I got arrested in my work clothes.
No way.
Yeah. No, I was at a bar called Buffalo's. We were shooting pool.
Yeah. Okay.
I was about to say,
Yeah, my
yo,
mugshot,
that's
I'm
crazy.
wearing a Jim Shorkey shirt.
It's definitely ironic, right? That's
Yo,
what
when you
came
post,
to mind.
damn, I'm trying to say, I'm gonna go back to the archive. I'm gonna go on the Gainesville site where they post everybody's. I'm gonna go back.
Nah, I'm wearing a Shorkey shirt, bright blue.
Wow,
That
bro.
gives you real credibility. He's brought. I love these cars so much. I would be willing to drive it.
I thought it was gonna. It still might. I still have to go to court for it. It's like in a year or something.
Yeah.
But it just depends on your company how much it messes you up. Like some companies, I might not be able to drive the cars and things like that. But it is what it is. I'll figure it out. I'm gonna make my money.
Good.
And then I guess I never really said mine, but the one thing that brings me peace all of the time, anytime I need grounding, and it sounds super cliche, but my family and my dog. Just because I know that everything, and it sounds super selfish too, but I know that I'm doing better than my family is currently or has done before. And then as selfish as it sounds, it's more like I'm on the right path. Everything that they did was to create these opportunities for me.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like my grandparents are at that age where they're getting old and they're starting to look back on life and things like that. And that keeps me grounded because I'm like, as they look back, I'm giving them something to look forward to. And then same thing with my parents. And then my dog, I had a huge moment like of realization with my dog not too long ago, or I guess at this point it was a minute ago, but where it was like, it's selfish of me to have you here and choose to like, you have separation anxiety and all of these other things because of me. So now I owe it to you to provide you what you deserve. So I haven't wanted to move out. I haven't wanted to do a lot of things because my big goal is when I move out, I want to bring my dog with me to a place where I open the back door and he feels like he's in heaven. He obviously he's in the backyard and like he's got plenty of room now, but it would be really great if I could open the back door and he has access to 2 acres to just go do whatever he wants in. Or even inside, like it's my own place, it's not an apartment. You got outside and got muddy, cool, come on in. You're a family, I'll clean up after you. It is what it is. I don't want to put him in a place where I have to limit him. If I go to an apartment, can't come in the house muddy, can't do a lot of things, doesn't have running and existing room. Like I don't want to do that to him.
What breed is he?
He's a German pit. He was a runt, so he's not that big.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, now that you guys said your piece, now I'm okay. I think I heard the question wrong. I'm not gonna lie. So just to like frame it in short words, I would say for sure family, and then you guys are right. I probably would say my girlfriend too, in a way.
Nah, because
Stop.
look,
No.
every time we were at Nissan, we'd say something about his girlfriend, and he'd have the biggest smile on his face.
Yeah. Nah, but I will say this, just because like people like some people say, okay, when do you know it's real? When do you know it's real? Like you do have you see a future or whatever. I'll start with the family one. Back to your exact point, bro. Not going back to, but I am first generation. That's one thing I don't really mention a lot. At least in the business world, a lot of people are like first generation this, and it's so important. I should mention it more.
But I like that you don't.
Yeah,
because you're not looking for that attention and credibility.
Nah. I'm just like, bro, I'm here to fucking work. Fuck it, bring on whatever it is. I don't care about first generation. I don't care if you're black, white. If the room is full of white people, but I want an opportunity there, I'm gonna fucking go.
Yeah.
Full of black people, I'm gonna go. That's because I want to be there.
Yeah.
But so I am first generation, so I'll be like the first one to graduate. And so it's crazy because obviously my parents have gone through a lot. My parents haven't given me a dime since 2020.
Yeah.
That's when I realized, life is life.
Life is hard, bro.
Life sucks. And so before that, my parents would like pay and do these things for me. And so now after that, I was like, okay, dude, they do a lot. They struggle a lot, but they're still like on the ground.
Yeah.
Like they can do it. Like I have all these opportunities. I have to owe it to them. I have to be like, yo, you produced a great guy.
Bro, Andrew Tate said something great that I'll never let go of. You're here because your bloodline has survived. Your great ancestors weren't out there fighting saber-toothed lions every day to survive for you to go out and be a fucking bum. Like, they didn't do that for you to go out and be a drug addict on the side of the road.
Nah.
You owe it to your bloodline.
Yeah. So I'm like, nah. So shout out them. That's one thing that keeps you grounded. I'm like, all right, stay focused, bro.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to get distracted. It's easy to fall into a bad place. But yes, them, and then the shorty, of course. You have a good person when, bro, you just gone through shit, and she's still by your side. For example, when I was at the other school, I had this white car. It was my dad's. I had 200,000 miles on it, bro. I had no heater. And I had no AC. And so she'll be in the car with me. We'll both have blankets on and shit like that. Dude, I was struggling.
That's how it is, though. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
And girls are always a huge one. And I hate when people are like, oh, I can't attain it to a girl because I'm not in a relationship. I tell people this a lot of the time. I used to be a really shitty person. Like when I was growing up, I had a lot of resentment and a lot of anger, and that's the reason that I did a lot of the things that I did.
Yeah.
All the girls in my life got it the worst, whether it was my mom or a girlfriend or whoever it was. And a lot of the reason that I have made the changes that I am making is because I sat down with myself and I looked in the mirror and I was like, I grew up with a single mother. My dad, I didn't really care for him. It's not like he was absentee, but I didn't really care for him. Like my mom was how I was raised. And I was like, damn, like I really don't treat her how I should, much less all of these girls that like they have parents too, they have emotions, and for me to treat them that way after coming from a single mother is it's just not somebody that I was proud of being. So I had one girl that had a huge impact on my life. Like it's one of those that I'm going to carry with always. And the way that I treated her, just I couldn't even handle the thought of I really did that. So it became a thing of if she really ever meant anything to me, or if anybody ever meant anything to me, then I owe it to them to become the version of myself that they never got to see or that they'll never get to experience. And it might not even have to be girls. Whoever it is in your life, like I've had a couple friends that passed away too. And the last person that they knew was the person that I was. And all of these people, if I really care about them, then I owe it to them to become that version of me that they'll never get to see.
No, that's facts. I would say getting back to mine is, I would say a good turning point in my life was, because I didn't know what to do. When I was like an exercise science student, I didn't know what to do, bro. I was just graduating just to graduate. I was going to be like every other single person around here, to be honest. One day, going back to the same thing about like women, girls, like they're not with you. If you don't have a plan, bro, they're going to fucking leave you. I didn't have a plan for shit. I'm not going to lie. I didn't have a plan. And there was a point in my life, in our relationship, where like she was gonna dip, and I was like, damn, you know what? I'm like, I would say, is she worth it? 100%. Am I gonna change? Absolutely, because I do want a future with her. So I'll give it to her. I'll owe it to her. Maybe in my graduation speech, I'm gonna be like, yo, shout out.
And that is somebody who like you
And
should
so,
give it to.
yeah.
Y'all have been together forever. She's always supported you. Every time somebody mentions her, like it brings a smile to your face. Like we would always joke around. We'd be like on him for whatever the reason is, and then we'd like jokingly say something about his girlfriend, and he'd biggest smile on his face, be like, chill, chill, chill.
But nah, so yeah, those two, 100%, bro. At the end of the day, it's the people that have been with you in the past that you owe it to. One thing I do a lot now is, back then I used to shit on a lot of people from like high school. Even sometimes now I do. I'm not gonna lie to that. But at the end of the day, I just want the best for them.
Yeah.
As long as, you gotta owe it to you, the people around you for sure.
Yeah, that's it. Just want everybody to have a great life and be happy and find peace, whatever that may be.
Either you hop on the wave, not on the wave, either you hop, get your shit together, or at some point you're gonna realize,
and there is such thing as too late.
Yeah, you can't save everybody, you can only save those that want to be saved.
Yeah, but I enjoyed talking to y'all. This is the first time I've met you.
Yeah.
Enjoyed talking to you. Had a lot of things that I wouldn't hear from a lot of people our age. A lot of perspectives that I really enjoyed. Definitely going to stay in contact after this.
For sure.
Always great having a conversation with you.
I'll make sure to bring you there, bro.
Yeah. No, but it was a great conversation. Thank you guys for being here.